Once again, ladies and gentlemen, it is my duty, my job, it's what I do. Mr. Folk, Michael Stock.
Thank you, Mr. Poe, and you do that very well.
Thank you.
Very well.
Thank you.
Hi, and welcome to New Traditions. My co-host, who does an absolutely average job introducing people, Mr. Edgar Allan Poe IV. Hello again.
Thank you.
New Traditions is the program we're seeing here every week on this channel, Mondays and Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'll tell you later in the show when. But New Traditions is the program where we talk to people within our community here in South Florida and find out what kind of entertainment they do and what kind of traditional stuff they do and how they add to that tradition by adding something original. So we have New Traditions. And you're invited to actually send in suggestions or write to us and tell us what you think too, because we're right here in Miami, right here at the WLRN studio. And we're right here sitting at the desk right now. And what are you doing, Alan?
Oh, well, I thought maybe I'd... Oh, never mind.
Doesn't
it worked for Lawrence Welk, didn't it?
Lawrence Welk. Which reminds me, you know, we have, talking about Lawrence Welk, we have Santa Claus here today. And I brought Santa Claus today because I hate the commercialism of Christmas. So by the time December rolls around, I don't want to wish anybody happy Christmas. I don't want to get gifts. So I figured now I'll wish everybody happy Christmas and say I wish every day was Christmas.
Nice. Or a happy winter season, I think. You know,
happy winter season.
Christmas, there's certain religious groups that object to that because it sort of singles out Christianity.
It was
happy winter season.
Happy winter
and you know what I do around Christmas time, Mr. Stock? You know, the whole family gets around, they open their stockings, and usually there's somebody that gets a bubble blower. So
doesn't Lawrence Welk have a
it does tie right in.
Doesn't Lawrence Welk like have a patent on that? Not a patent.
Gee, I didn't think of that, Mr. Stock.
But you know, this is why I brought Santa Claus, because I wasn't going to bring Mickey Mouse, but I understand Walt Disney sues if you use Mickey Mouse. Isn't that right?
We won't use Mickey Mouse, no sir.
No, we
can use Uncle Sam though.
Uncle Sam.
Got Uncle
okay.
Sam here. That's okay.
That's
Absolutely,
okay.
yeah. In fact, we have a few new things here on the. Are you trying to find this? Here it is. It's not on the.
Well, Alan,
meanwhile,
meanwhile, the joke is
take
past.
our granted for it. It's too small to see from this. It's Uncle Sam though. But one thing it's not too small to see is our Land of Giants.
I gotta
display.
tell you, Alan, your timing is impeccable.
Thank you.
Okay, and what, Land of Giants, other
Land
props?
of Giants.
Oh,
Have you noticed that where there's more stuff on the table than there usually
I
is?
noticed. Is there a story behind all this,
Well,
Alan?
no, it's just that I went, you know, this is stuff that Giants use. This is a match, a toothbrush, obviously, and a big jack. This was from a giant, you know, the fly paper, the stuff. And here's a giant guitar pick. And in case you can't see that it's a giant guitar pick, here's a regular sized guitar pick so you can see the difference. See?
Gee,
left
Alan,
behind by a
that's
previous
fascinating.
guest. Yes.
Thanks for sharing that
Thank
with
you.
us.
You're welcome, Mr. Stock.
Let's talk about our regular feature every week here on New Traditions, our T-shirts. We ask you to please send us your T-shirts. We'll be happy to promote your festival. If it's primarily non-profit organizations, and if you have some sort of street festival or some sort of concert that you put on, we'll be happy to let other people know about it by way of your T-shirt. And that's what we get for telling other people about it. Today's shirt I'm wearing is from the Historical Museum of South Florida. It says Miami, but I think it's South Florida. That's actually right down here, town of Miami. They have a folk festival every year. Tina Buklavalis runs the show over there. And Alan, what's your T-shirt say?
Well, mine says "Walking on a New World," and isn't that what this show is all about? We're new traditions, new worlds, and actually, I'm wearing the shirt backwards because New World is a group, and the group is on the other side. And it's, you know, these pretty boys with their layered haircuts and their, you know,
we don't care.
We don't want to wear that. But this shirt was given to me by a disc jockey here at WLRN, in fact.
Oh.
Who's embarrassed to wear the shirt because of what's on the front side.
Alan's not embarrassed to wear anything, so please send us your T-shirts at the WLRN studios. At the end of the program, you'll see a address. Today's program, we have two very special, very talented guests. Valerie Caracappa is here. Hi, Valerie.
Hello.
We'll talk to Valerie in a moment. And Boomslang is here. Boomslang was on the show before, but Alan just kind of really...
He was my favorite guest.
He was your favorite guest.
I told you after the show, I said, geez, that Boomslang is the best guest we've had yet.
He likes my hat.
And Boomslang, not only is he a talented musician, but he's also up to date on all the social issues. And there's certain issues in the community. And Boomslang mentioned that one of his favorite programs is the Dade County School Board, who actually owns this station. And so to keep up to date with the happenings of the school system, Boomslang will be happy to tell us. And we'll get more into that as the show goes
You mean
on.
that's going to be like a regular thing?
Yeah, I think it would be a nice thing to have him on as a regular guest once a month.
Mr. Stock, I thought I was like the regular co-host, kind of the comic relief on this show. Here I compliment a guest. I say it's the best guest, and behind my back, you make these arrangements to have him on as a regular guest. What gives here?
Well, I was
It's
hoping.
the last time I say anything nice about any of the guests.
I was hoping you didn't notice that, although I just said it. I was hoping you didn't notice that it's taken away from your time. But it's something to accent your sense of humor. Well, try to at least. Anyway, can we continue with the show, Alan? I don't want you to start complaining about your own program.
All right.
Valerie Caracappa. Hi, Valerie.
Howdy do.
Actually, when I look at you, I remember the time that you used to sing with Alan Poe. Is that like fond memories in your?
Yeah, I had a good time singing behind Alan Poe. We were Al Poe and the Beef Chunks.
Yes, we were.
Right?
And you were one of the Beef Chunks.
I was definitely one of the Beef Chunks, and I probably
Beef
got little.
Chunkette, I think.
Yeah, that's true. I was the Beef Chunkette, and good time. I enjoyed singing blues behind him. A lot of fun.
Did it?
Got to dress up real cool.
Did you learn anything? Well, besides from dressing up.
I actually, I told him this, in all seriousness, I sort of learned how to sing backup working with Alan, because I was sort of used to being out front, and it's really kind of hard to get in front of Alan. It's also
like
hard
roller derby,
And
huh?
speaking of the shirt, it's kind of hard to get Alan to back off. So
Nobody steals a scene from me.
That's right.
So I don't want Boomslang around.
so,
He's too
you know,
funny.
All this time, I just thought it was just me. Okay. So that was an interesting experience.
a lot of fun. I've sung behind Dave Barry. I've sung behind a lot of people. I enjoyed it a lot.
So how was it? How long have you been in the spotlight, taking charge of your own musical career? As far as not standing
Taking
behind.
charge.
Well, you know what I mean.
On the charge. I don't know, Michael. Forever. What
Have
can
you
I tell
always done solo performances?
No. I've always worked with bands, and I've only done solo performances in the last, basically year and a half. I've always worked with other groups. I worked with Pandemonium, the radio group here out of LRN for years. Worked with Jabberwocky. Gary and I fronted Jabberwocky for a lot of years. I play with a lot of people. I play with the Cox Family String Band, the new #1 string band in Florida. Ow! And I have a lot
I
of
never
lot
heard
of fun.
any other string bands in Florida.
Oh, they're the best. Oh, there's some great string bands. Where have you been hanging out, boy? You've been hanging out in the blues places late
I
at
like
night.
string bands. You have to tell me more about this
Well, let me tell
group.
you. Well, we'll get them on if it's okay. They're the best.
All right. Sure.
We have,
How many
believe it or
people
not,
are they?
it's a family band. There's 3, and they've brought in a bass player now. There's 4. We have some great talent in South Florida, just at the old time music festivals. Our girls in South Florida took 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place in singing for the state. We took 1st in string band, 1st in fiddle, 2nd and 3rd in banjo, 1st in duet singing, 3rd in group singing. There's a lot of old time string band
Great.
music
Now,
going
where
on.
can I see this?
You can see it.
band and
Well,
other
you
string
can
band music?
Wednesday nights at the Banjo Shop in Hollywood. We all get together and play.
That's just like an
56
informal jam. Yeah.
Yeah, 5636 Johnson Street. We're usually there. And through that, you will get into the grapevine of what's going on. And you'll hear when there's a festival here, when there's a party here.
I was hoping
you
you
gotta
could
like
tell me
dive
that,
in.
Valerie. That's why I was.
Well,
asking
it's
you,
always
so I wouldn't have
changing.
to drive all the way to Hollywood.
It's okay. I'll tell you the newest thing. The end of this month.
Well,
the
the
holidays.
show's taped, so it's
Oh, okay.
it's
Well,
hard to
every
say.
year, there's White Springs. That's a nice festival. That's mainly how old timers meet at festivals, and
Yeah.
we're sort of like a big family. And we come from all over different parts of Florida, and this is where we meet.
I don't think Alan
places.
really cares. He's asking this
Oh,
question
you
just to keep
cast
you
some
busy.
judgments
Alan
on
doesn't
me.
realize it, but his music comes directly from the roots of old time string music. And maybe he does realize
I
it.
know
He
that.
knows that.
Well, listen,
so.
I love
so he
string
knows
band. I
about
love
string
jug band music.
I
I
think
don't
I'm
know
here.
that.
Let's
Remember
not
we
talk
talked about
about
having a
that.
jug band.
Yeah, I like the Keep your, my
You never
earrings.
did get that
My
jug
earrings
band.
are up here, Alan.
Let's not talk about Alan Poe.
How
I
can you
think,
miss those earrings?
I think we talked about him enough. So Valerie Caracappa, do you? We're talking about traditional and old time folk. Do you do a lot of original material? You write your own stuff?
I write my own stuff. I do old timey. I do folk rock. Sometimes I'll write a rock song for some band that never makes it.
Oh, so that's great.
A lot of different stuff. I love all music. I just had a song on a disco album. I mean, I just love it. Hey, whatever.
You get around.
Whatever. Well, I play around.
Yeah. Well, play something. Let's start with some music
Well,
here. Well,
okay.
continue with some music.
All right. Sure enough.
This is, actually, I want to mention that I'm really pleased today, particularly because everybody has their banjo. There's 3 banjos here today. Look at that.
Oh, I can't.
I don't have a banjo.
No, you don't have a banjo, but who cares about you? We have
Well-
3 banjos, and none of us can play with each other, but that's neither here nor there.
Why can't you guys play with each other?
That's the way we are.
That's the way we are. Banjo players are that
Soloists.
way.
Somebody give me a E. My banjo's gone totally out of tune. Sorry, guys.
There's an E.
Let me use your banjo. Why don't I?
Well, at your own risk.
You got a 5-stringer?
Yeah.
No problem.
I don't think it's in tune, though.
Oh.
Judging from the way he plays it.
Banjos aren't supposed to be in tune.
Oh, that's what it is. Why didn't you
Supposed
tell
to
me that,
ring.
Mr. Stock? Would have explained a lot over
I would have, now I know.
the weeks.
Let's see if our shoulders match here, Michael.
Okay.
That one looks
Oh, there we
in better
go. That's
shape.
a
I'll say that.
manly kind of banjo. Okay.
Yours is kind of beat up.
Personally, Valerie, I've been playing that banjo for years, and I could never get a good sound out of it. And
Well, we're going to do it today.
You sure that's the banjo,
I just
Mr.
want to give you a
Stock?
little bit of warning that, you know, I've tried and tried, but nothing ever comes out of it that's good.
You're right.
You mean it's not you?
This is a song called Rusty Banjo, and I can't think of a nicer banjo to play it on than this, except for mine. Oh, this is a hurting kind of banjo.
It's a blues banjo.
Rusty Banjo, if I ever heard it.
Yeah.
That was great, Valerie.
Well, thank you, Mike.
Wow.
It's hard to get a good tune out of that banjo, and you know
It is hard. You know
yeah.
what it is? Your neck is warped, which is better than having a
matches
warped
his
brain.
personality.
Okay, I
It's
gave
'cause
you
he
that
fell.
one. I gave you that one.
Yeah, well, my neck is a little hurting,
Yeah?
but it, you know, warped,
Cohen and
that's not
Cohen,
really a
Cohen
term.
and Cohen.
Okay.
All right.
You also play guitar.
get
That
it.
banjo is play banjo and guitar, Valerie.
Do you mind if I stand up and play that?
Oh, be my guest. You gonna do a original tune?
I am.
Okay, let's just don't
Out of the
trip. You can
way.
stand, but don't fall.
Stand up, don't fall.
Yeah, I'll take that. Okay.
Well, I heard that that's what you're supposed to do on this show. Right on your face. No, okay.
Yeah.
This is a song that was inspired by my grandmother, by a story she told me. They used to have a farm, a southern farm, family farm, and they lost it during the Depression, couldn't pay the taxes on it. My grandfather worked in the coal mines to try to help make ends meet. There was a collapse in the mines, and he was underground under a rock for 2 days, and when he came out, he'd made a deal with Jesus down there, and the two of them came out together, and he was really sick, and then the farm next door to them was foreclosed, and the people who bought the farm dammed up the river, which is a common practice in the South, and as a result of that, then they got no water to the farm, and that was it. They lost the farm. This isn't so much a story about that, it's a story about how my grandmother felt at the time. This is southern land now. This is land that wars have been fought on, that families died on, and they've been buried on. There's too many ghosts in the town where I was born. Shadows in the hallways, footsteps out at dawn. It's hard enough to live here, it's twice as hard to die. When too many ghosts just won't pass by. You can go ooh if you want, yeah.
I don't think I want to.
There's too many dreams lost in the town where I come from. Proud men, they break and bend. Lord, I used to have me one. And now it's hard enough to think straight. It's twice as hard to pray when too many dreams just get in the way. Hush, little baby, baby, don't you cry. Your mama gonna sing you, I sing you a lullaby. I'm gonna rock you in my arms until the morning comes. Hush, little darling, one day the river will run. There's too much blood lost in the land where I was raised. The ground she cries for mercy, Lord, if I could make it rain. It's hard to scrape a living, it's twice as hard to still a grave. Already too much blood in this land that won't be saved. Too much blood in this ground can't be raised. There's too many ghosts in this old farmer's home. 4 generations work their fingers to the bone. Hard enough to stay here, it's twice as hard to leave. All these here ghosts with no one left to grieve. All these here ghosts with no one left to grieve. One day the river will run free. Twice as hard.
Thank you very much, Valerie.
Thank you very much.
Valerie Caracappa. Our other guest in the studio is Boomslang. Boomslang is now a correspondent here with us as a regular guest on New Traditions, keeping us up to date with the happenings of the Dade County School Board. Boomslang lives in Dade County, doesn't have any children, so I guess it gives you a nice, non-biased view of what's going on.
Well, not only do I live in Dade County, but I live in Broward County,
Oh, did I
too.
say
So
Dade
that
County?
gives me kind of a
Oh, okay.
a
He lives in
neutral-
Broward County. He's reporting on Dade County school reports. Mr. Stock, really?
It makes me more objective.
Somebody a little.
Yes, Boomslang's
more
less
objective.
objective. Anyway.
And what precedent do we have here for a regular guest?
I've got the precedent out in the car. I can look it up for you, but I forgot the page and volume number.
Well, you were trying to defend yourself earlier. Weren't there some other? Were you thinking
Well,
there
I
were a
mentioned
few
that
other?
back in the 50s, there were professional talk show guests who made a living.
But you realize we're
nothing but
not
being
paying you
guests.
for this.
Well, I've got
You
quite a
can't
bit so
put-
far.
You have to
do
consider
I have
yourself.
to send it back?
You have to consider yourself an amateur guest.
Mr. Poe, we've asked
Yes.
this man to be a guest. We didn't ask him to be ridiculed.
Humiliation
like
is
who?
part of folk music.
Yeah,
as far as
yeah.
I'm
Like who?
concerned.
Who are these people? I wasn't, I wasn't really around in the 50s. Who could we?
Well, like Bess Meyerson, she was a professional talk show host, and so was Charles Nelson Riley, and
Oh,
so
well,
was
he's-
Johnny McPhee.
Well, Charles Nelson Riley he's a famous actor. I mean,
Well,
of course,
he
you've
got his
seen-
start as a talk show guest.
Oh,
Well,
he really, I guess, hit his peak, I guess, with the Ghost of Mrs. Muir.
Can we get back to
No
the
doubt about
report
it.
of the school board? Do you have a report from this happening to the school board?
Well, I've been following the erasers situation at Kendall Elementary,
Yeah.
and I think I've never been a guest on the school board program, but I think part of the problem can be solved arithmetically by dividing the number of blackboards in Kendall Elementary into the number of erasers that we think are on hand. The school board was getting to that at closure, but it's one of the reasons I like the program, because I can get kind of into the rhythm of a program when it goes 7.5 hours. A program like yours, just 2 hours and it's almost over. But a good 7.5 program, you can start seeing the subplots that started in the first 2 hours being resolved in the last hour and a half.
So you enjoy watching it, listening to it?
Yes, listening to it especially. Yeah.
How does it rate next to other school boards?
Oh, I think it's I think it's the best school board program in the country.
Absolutely, without a question.
What's so funny, Mr. Poe? I mean, I'm trying to conduct an interview here.
Well, he is our comic relief guest, right? I mean, if I'm going to do, if I'm being usurped in that position, at least I can do is laugh, So
Well,
I'm
that's
like
it.
Ed McMahon
Usurped?
here. I'll just.
Usurped? Whoa.
well, okay, well, we're
I'm a
continuing.
little disgruntled here, but I just, I have to put all that behind me, my personal
He
problems.
wanted the job.
Well, okay, getting back to the school board, Boomslang, being a correspondent or someone who enjoys the school boards, do you ever get the feeling that you want to just reach out and grab somebody and say, I know the answer, like the eraser issue?
Yeah, I do, but there's the one gentleman on the school board, he's got a very kindly grandfatherly voice, and he usually comes in and settles a lot of those matters. I just keep waiting for him to come in and settle, and he usually does. And that's part of the anticipation that makes it exciting for me.
I see. Does he always, well, that's comforting to know.
Aside
So
from
he
that,
don't
Mr.
sit back
Stock, he
up.
lives in Broward. It's a long-distance call, so
That's true.
I don't know if it's worth it. Let them fight it out for themselves.
Okay, well, anyways, Boomslang, I think since you are here as a correspondent, the least we could do is have you perform a song while you're here.
Okay. As a guest down here in Dade County, I'm not going to be one of those guys that complains about how things go on down here, but, when you're in a restaurant in Dade County, a lot of times you make a mistake in the wine list, and you can hear the ring of the waiters giggle throughout the meal. Whereas up in Broward, the waiter is truly more like the kid next door. You order something nice, and he'll bring the other waiters over and say, hey, Mr. Bongo here ordered this, and then he put this with this, and the other waiters say, gee, it must be a joy to wait on a customer that's that knowledgeable. And
You
sit
made the
there
right
beaming.
wine choice, huh?
Yeah. Okay, sensitive waiters. Bam, 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 bam. Sensitive waiters. Remember your first name. What you ordered last time you were here. And with whom you came. Bam, 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 bam. Sensitive waiters. Remember your birth date. Your favorite booze and whether you choose to have garnish on your plate. Well, they don't drink marijuana and they work out every day. They're excellent dads and fathers and fair in work and play. Sensitive waiters, don't ridicule your wine. A lollipop in boiled champagne. Well, that sounds fine.
Yeah.
Sensitive waiters. Sense when you're alone. And they'll recommend a vintage where the grapes of wrath aren't sown. Sensitive waiters don't let on when they're hurt. And if they quit their job in the middle of your meal, they'll still bring you dessert. Don't want some winsome lassie with her shirt down to her waist, or a universal waitress with questionable taste. Give me a sensitive waiter who won't forget my name. And even in cases of waiter abuse, shows kindness just the same. Don't snap your fingers. It's crude and lewd and rude. Just cast a meaningful glance when you wanna order some food from sensitive waiters committed to excellence, who don't indulge in debilitating drugs or erotic experiments. The lifeline of this country, and they're vastly underpaid. You can keep your microwave ovens, 'cause I wouldn't trade in my sensitive waiters. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listening to hear you sing that song, It just occurred to me how many waiters in South Florida aren't good, you know, because I go out to, and I seem to accept all this,
Yeah.
all the attitudes.
We got them all the good ones are up in Broward.
Yeah, okay.
As
Well,
I think you can tell from that song.
yeah. All right, well, thank you, Boomslang. Thank you, Valerie Caracappa.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
That does it for this edition of New Traditions. Tune in every week at this time, Monday afternoon at 2:30, Tuesday mornings at 10:30, and Thursday evenings at 10 o'clock. And while I'm at it, if you'd like to get the schedule in hand, here's a copy of the Signal, which Signal is the WLRN program guide. And there's a radio station, and there's a cable TV station. There's also Channel 17, and this will get you the right in the address at the end of the show. Oh,
We have 2 minutes, all right?
2 minutes.
So,
Okay.
stretch it.
Oh.
Stretch it.
So, 2 minutes.
Yeah, we knew there was 2 minutes.
I knew there's 2 minutes.
Yeah.
If
yeah.
you-
That's
that's
what we
what I-
figured that's what
Ask me
this
about my
meant.
group. He just wrote 7.
Change
He just
your
wrote 7.
mind.
But I was gonna,
but-
but I want, actually, I'm saying goodbye now, so Boomslang could take us out on a song.
Yeah, you know, I like that last
Wait,
song.
but we
Mr.
still have
Stock.
2 minutes, Boomslang. Relax, relax.
Yeah,
I'll tell
no
everybody
hurry.
to send in, remind everybody to send in your T-shirts. Yeah, just at the show. If you want to get a signal, we'll be happy to send you one. And please, we need feedback. Give us some response here. And we are your cable TV station. We feature people who do live here in South Florida. And anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I just want to say, you know, last time I said Boomslang was the best guest, and you had him on. You know,
You
then
can't
I
take
did-
it back, Alan.
Oh no, I thought he'd really slipped this time. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, great once again, Boomslang. Tremendous, and I'm not disgruntled anymore. I'm considerably more gruntled. I'm gruntled this time. I'm appeased.
You're your normal
Ah.
gruntleness.
Oh, now he's got one finger up, and it's
Okay.
not the middle one, it's this one. So.
Well, actually, what happens is that we have a theme song, and we heard it at the beginning of the show, and people have been complaining. Actually, the staff has been complaining that they don't like our theme song. So we're asking our guests now to do the closing theme. Of course, you know, it's the verdict is still out on whether or not
to tell you the
our
truth,
theme
Mr.
song.
Stock, I think it should be shortened at the beginning also. I think we could cut that montage.
Oh,
in
so you're the
half.
one who's complaining.
Well,
I'll tell you
the
what,
staff.
Boomslang will take us out with the song, but Alan, would you like to join him on Jaws harp, if you don't mind?
Gosh.
Sure.
Ah.
You know some condominium folks music?
Absolutely.
Rose of
Oh,
Hallandale?
Somebody
Rose
do.
of Hallandale.
Rose of Hallandale?
Rose of Hallandale.
Rose of Hallandale does her banking by the mail. Stuffs her deposits in with the slip and saves the bus fare from the trip. Everybody, hey, Rose of Hallandale does the banking
I don't know.
from the mail. Cameraman too.
Jaws harp.
In with the slip and saves the bus fare from the trip. Rose Green is from New York, as you can tell when you hear her talk. Moved down here at 73, purchased a castle by the sea, and the castle's name is number 8. Bonded guard at the front gate. The guard is bonded with Gilby Chin. Checks with Rose, says go right in. Now Rose lives in 13A.